G'day all, Mark Natty here for the round 6 match report of the senior men's team against Old Brighton down at Brighton Beach Oval. This week we had 4 changes to the side, which was great reward for effort for a number of our boys in the twos. So we had Fraser Moresby back in the side, his first senior game in a couple of seasons. James Harker for his debut, which was very exciting, having been in our under-19 program the last couple of years and been really strong in our reserves the first 5 games. So it's great for him to join his brother. And again, we had his parents, Stuart and Lisa, in the rooms pre-game for the jumping presentation, which was presented by club legend John Kerr. So that was a special moment for the Harker family. Charlie Jackson and Connor Goodison also back in the side. They both played round 1, but again, their form in the twos certainly warranted a call up and it was well deserved. So Ryan Valentine, James Brady, Angus Simons and Big Dougie Lawrence were out this week for various reasons. So it was a slightly different look for our backline in particular, with probably our 3 key backs out this week. So we had to change a few things up, and Brighton were undefeated, 5-0 on top of the ladder, and we were obviously second, so it was billed as a big game. And given our form against them the last couple of seasons, we beat them the last 5 times, including down there a few times as well. So we're certainly confident going into the game, but things probably didn't pan out the way we would have liked. The first 15 minutes of the first quarter, we actually played pretty well. They had the scoring end down the South Road end, had the wind, and we held them at bay. And we actually had a few looks on goal ourselves in that first 15. We couldn't capitalise, which was disappointing. But then the next sort of 10 to 12 minutes, Brighton certainly controlled us, and we made a few skill errors, which was certainly credit to their pressure. They were outstanding, Brighton, and not just for that period, but for the whole game. So they kicked 4 goals. We got one late in the quarter, so it was only a 21-point margin at quarter time. And again, going to the scoring end in the second quarter, we probably felt we had the ability to come in level at the half. But again, it didn't work out that way. It was, again, Brighton kicked another 3 goals. We didn't actually trouble the scorers in the goal kicking column at least. We had a few shots and didn't make the most of it. And probably the most disappointing thing was our lack of tackle and lack of pressure for that quarter. And again, Brighton certainly, they actually upped their pressure, and the numbers certainly show that. So they took a 37-point lead in at half time, and we need to make a few changes and probably just play a little bit more attacking and our style, rather than sort of being hemmed in and just succumbing to the pressure. We need to actually step up and see what we could give back. So third quarter we did perform a little bit better. It was probably fairly even on the scoreboard. Brighton did win the quarter by 9 points, but we started to get some of the metrics back where we'd like to see them. It was really encouraging. Our defenders, probably Jack Brown and Charlie Cormack were the 2, and Alex Noblet as well, even though he was on a wing. But those 3 boys really led the way for us, which was great. The number of inside 50s they had to deal with was significant, and they held up really strong. So really proud of the efforts there of those boys. And 3/4 time we're 46 points down, and again we said at the break, right, let's give it a crack. Let's try and open the game up a bit. And to the boys' credit, they certainly never gave up. We did have a 6-goal last quarter, and brought the margin back down to 26 points, which, for a day where we certainly were nowhere near our best, and Brighton definitely outplayed us. And as I said earlier, their pressure was outstanding, and they show the reason why they are the number 1 team in the competition at the moment. And, there's certainly some areas there for us to work on. As I said, in terms of best players, the Brown brothers, Jack and Henry, were fantastic for us all day. Izzy Conway worked extremely hard through the middle. Alex Noblet, as I mentioned, and the big fellas, James Tarrant and Will Clark. Clarkie kicked 3 in the last quarter, and Taz went into the ruck and was certainly fairly dominant in the ruck in the last quarter. So, those boys, did a good effort for us. Probably in terms of some of the key numbers, as I said before, tackling was down. Big area of focus for this week, and our sacrificial acts, really, it's an area we can control, and that's irrelevant to who the opposition is. We can do better in those areas, and that's a big focus for this week. We did win the clearances. We were +2 there, but unfortunately the inside 50s -20, and you're not going to win a game in that situation. So there's a lot to work on for us. It was overall, to be frank, a disappointing performance, and one that we need to improve from, and we're looking for a response this week against St Kevin's back at McQueen Park. So look forward to seeing you all there, and I can guarantee you there'll be a good result from our boys this week. Thank you.